see if you think that the drinking age should be lowered to 18 in the state of Texas. And we'll begin in a couple minutes. If you could, you can go ahead and silence your phones or turn them off. If you have no discipline, make sure you're not disruptive. Try not to get up and leave. We are going to check you out at the end of the debate, so don't leave early. You have to check out on your way out. Too many people are ditching. They messed it up for you. So you get to stay for the whole thing. I don't think any more people are coming.
You were wrong.
All right, they can be the last two. Welcome to the debate, Fall 2023 debate. I'm Winston Dawson. I run this thing. Thank you all for attending. Tonight, we're going to debate whether or not we should lower the drinking age to 18 in the state of Texas. Why are you all here? Because you love debate and discourse and you're genuinely interested, correct?
Yeah.
I like to know the honesty. This is for a grade, right? Because we forced you. Why did we force you? Because you don't know anything about civics, and we're making you know the things. So we're going to make you learn about policy, why laws are such. Why do we make the drinking age 21? Why can't it be 18? Maybe it's going to be 18. We'll find out. So the reason we have you vote before the debate is because we do a parliamentary style debate with an Oxford style scoring. So with the parliamentary debate, we have two teams going against each other, 6 rounds, a government and opposition side. But we do an Oxford style scoring, meaning that you vote before, they'll debate, and you'll vote again. So it doesn't matter who gets the majority, it matters who changes the most minds. So keep an open mind, go with who gives the best points, who makes the best arguments at the end, and that's how we'll decide the winner. Make sense? Very good. Well, now that we know the rules, and everybody's situated, and your phones are all on silent, yes? I'll ask the Prime Minister to begin the debate.
Hello everybody, my name is Sophie Gamble and I will be representing the government today as your Prime Minister. This House moves to lower the drinking age to 18 in the state of Texas. Before we begin, I would like to start by defining some terms. To start, drinking age. Drinking age is defined as the age at which an individual can legally purchase and consume alcoholic beverages. Next, alcoholic beverage can be defined as any beverage meant for recreational consumption containing at least 1% alcohol. A minor can be defined as an individual under the age of full legal responsibility. 18 can be defined as the legal age of an adult in America. And finally, the minimum legal drinking age, or the MLDA, the legal age when an individual can purchase alcoholic beverages. The MLDA in the United States is 21 years old. My first position is going to be towards America versus other countries. In the article, The Ticker, the argument is stated on lowering the drinking age due to the fact that America is one of 12 countries with a drinking age as high as 21. The article states 116 countries had the legal age to consume alcohol at 18 or 19. CNN states that the legal drinking age being 21 makes alcohol seen as a forbidden fruit. It is stated that we need to go towards a more European style when it comes to drinking. By this I mean introducing wine at a very young age. With this, we teach that wine doesn't have to be a full bottle, it can just be a glass. thus lowering the binge drinking issue that America has seen. A study done at Indiana University found that the number of underage students raised astronomically in 56 colleges when the drinking age was changed. Of course, this is going to be because of the amount of new legally underage students. However, it shows that the law is not as effective as people may wish it would be. It only creates a fear tactic on being caught. As most of us know when growing up, the fear and adrenaline is what most kids say drinking is fun. If we take the excitement away, then there's less reason to drink everything you can because this is the one night of the month that you have alcohol. It'll create the excitement to go away. My next point is going to be the buying and selling of fake IDs. Legal Match says, and quote, "The majority of fake IDs go unnoticed and are not prosecuted because it is difficult for law enforcement to keep an eye on every pub and liquor outlet in the nation. For individuals who are caught, this only makes things more challenging." End quote. However, many of those fake IDs who do end up getting caught makes things a lot harder for them in the future. It is a felony if it does not have your face, your name, and your real address on it. It is only a misdemeanor if everything is correct and just your birthday is changed. With lowering the drinking age, we will free up space in jails and clear criminal records. Think about all of the nurses and vets among us today. You go to Tarleton State, it's one of the most important things, and it's what we're known here for. If any of these students get caught with a fake ID or anything along those lines, then their future jobs are going to be taken away. Good luck trying to get into nursing school. Good luck trying to get into vet school. That's over. As well as, parents always tell us stories about their glory days in college, about how exciting it was for them to go to college and party and drink. We get told it from a very young age how exciting and fun college is going to be. When we get to college, we think we need those exact same experiences. However, the only way to do that in today's day and age is to have a fake ID. My final point is going to be, you can fight in a war, but you cannot buy a drink. The Ticker article says it deals with the moralistic standpoint that if young adults are old enough to be drafted in the war, but they're not old enough to consume alcohol. If you're old enough to fight with other young men and women who are able to die for their country, but you can't go and get a drink with them afterwards to either celebrate a victory or mourn the loss of the ones you have. If you're 18, 19, or 20, you're not going through any different things that the 21-year-olds are going through. You should be able to go and celebrate or mourn with the other men and women. Civic Issues by Ryan Bezek, a Penn State article says, during the Vietnam War, they did lower the drinking age down to 18. It was lowered to 18 with the thought of, if a man or woman allowed to fight in the United States, then they should be allowed to get a drink afterwards. However, the article states that it will not be lowered again due to the technological raises the country has seen. Most deem it unsafe because in today's day and age, you can text, drive, and drink all at the same time. However, we need to be fighting to move with the world, not change against it. Think about in 40 years, if we're fighting against the world still, where that's going to put us. Think of it this way. Do you feel older when you ever wake up on your birthday? Do you ever just wake up and you're like, I'm 21 now, I'm 18 now? No, you don't. You feel older through experience, and with that experience brings maturity. Throwing 21-year-olds into alcohol with no experience does not give them any maturity or any experiences. So what's more important? Letting 18-year-olds gain the experience, or just letting 21-year-olds figure it out? Thank you. Vote government.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Curtis Lands, and I'm the leader of the opposition. We oppose the reduction of the drinking age to 18 for a variety of reasons. At this time, the opposition will accept the terms that the government has defined. While statistically it is proven to be relatively easy for a minor to procure alcohol, whether that be by showing identification or not showing identification of a vendor, getting it from a source that is already of legal drinking age, or by other means like fake IDs, in what way will lowering the drinking age improve those statistics? If the legal drinking age is lowered to 18, what is thinking happening at an even younger age. A large percentage of high school seniors are 18, meaning that younger high schoolers would be exposed to their classmates that can legally purchase alcoholic beverages. There is no reason to assume that this would reduce the amount of teenagers that will consume alcohol underage, except now the underage people are the 15, 16, and 17-year-olds that are exposed to their peers drinking, as opposed to the 18, 19, and 21-year-olds that are exposed to their peers drinking now. The Center for Behavioral Health Statistics and Quality tells us that youth who start drinking before 15 are 6 times more likely to develop alcohol dependence or abuse. So why would we increase the odds of that group being exposed to alcohol? Studies from the Indiana University of Alcohol Research and Health noted among university students there was an increase in vomiting after drinking, cutting class after drinking, missing class because of a hangover, or getting a lower grade because of drinking, and fighting. If that is happening to college students now, with the drinking age at 21, it is reasonable to say that all that lowering the drinking age would do is shift those same problems to a younger demographic. Next, a Stanford Medicine article written in 2014 points out that over the last 2 decades, teen drinking and driving rates have dropped by 54%. The biggest decline came between 1982 and 1995, the period directly following the national push to raise drinking age to 21. During that same period, the number of fatally injured drunk drivers decreased by 57% in those aged from 16 to 20. A recent example of this effect can be found in New Zealand, where in 1999, they lowered the drinking age from 20 to 18. In 2006, they had noted a significant increase in alcohol-related crashes occurred among 15 to 19-year-olds. They also reported a large increase in emergency department visits by the same age group. This comes from the PreventionActionAlliance.org. This recent example is proof to us that despite what education can be offered and classes that can be given to younger people, they are still going to make ill-advised decisions, so why would we give them more open access to a substance that only encourages that bad decision-making? The human brain is still developing into the early to mid-20s. Alcohol is shown to have a negative effect on its growth in certain areas. This comes from the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. These areas particularly include the frontal lobe, which is used in planning and decision-making, and the hippocampus, which is used in learning and memory. These aspects of the brain have an enormous impact on a human's entire life and can be found to be up to 10% smaller in the brain of someone who suffers from alcoholism at an early age. Teen drinkers are shown to score worse than their non-drinking peers on vocabulary, spatial sense, and memory tests. Research also suggests that young drinkers are more likely to have social problems like depression, suicidal thoughts, and be prone to violence. Lowering the drinking age to 18 is essentially setting up our young people to fail, as we would be enabling them to begin decreasing brain function at an even earlier age. As a parent, I wouldn't want to inhibit my children academically or support a policy that would make that much more likely in the future. Next, let's look at the financial aspect of reducing the drinking age. When the National Minimum Drinking Age Act took effect, the federal government used highway funds to encourage states to comply, withholding 5% of federal highway funds in the first year and 10% of highway funds every year after. This works out to the state of Texas losing about $600 million in federal highway funding in 2024, and that comes from communityimpact.com. Unless the federal government repeals the changes the National Minimum Drinking Age Act began, the state of Texas would need to come up with a way to make that money back or hugely reduce their budget. Finally, while 18, an American might be able to vote at all levels, serve on juries, may be charged as an adult in court, can enter legally binding contracts and may be sued, can marry without parental consent, buy a house, draw a loan, can be drafted, and is able to serve in our armed forces, there is one very large distinction between all of these behaviors at 18 and legally purchasing and consuming alcoholic beverages. All of these examples are very structured and require multiple steps to begin and continue pursuing them that are all highly regulated. Once someone purchases alcohol, there is nothing to regulate what they do with it, how they behave, or to prevent them from making decisions while under the influence. There is no reason to let the teenage demographic, which has been proven to already be prone to be less informed, less conscientious, decision-making, purchase alcohol legally. If it came down to choosing to put younger people at more risk of all the debilitating effects of alcohol, or retaining a precedent, while not perfect, that helps us minimize the risk at least some, I know which way I would lean. Thank you for your time, and do not forget to vote for the opposition.
My name is Maya Rhodes. I am a member of the government. A few terms I would like to define that may not have been defined yet will be the legal drinking age, acute intoxication, and binge drinking. I will start with the legal drinking age, which is the age at which an individual can purchase, consume, or be in possession of an alcoholic beverage. Next will be acute intoxication. According to the National Institution of Health, or NIH.gov, acute intoxication is a pathological state of the organism caused by the action of substance that is toxic by nature or dosage. The last term I would like to define is binge drinking. The Centers of Disease Control, or the CDC, defines binge drinking as a pattern of drinking that brings a person's blood alcohol concentration level to 0.08 grams per deciliter or above. To rebuttal the opposition, I would like to talk about crashes. A point was brought up by the opposition about crashes according to NHTSA, or the National Highway Traffic Safety Association. People between the age of 21 and 24 account for 30% of all fatal alcohol-impaired accidents. And that only accounts for crashes that people died in. The same website also states that between the ages of 16 to 18, the percentage of fatality crashes due to alcohol is only 24%. Mind you, this isn't lower because there are less people driving at that age, when in the state of Texas, you can get your license as early as 15, according to virtualdriveoftexas.com. These statistics are lower for the simplicity of drinking in more regulated and healthier environments. Another point that was brought up was the brain development. At the age of 18, your brain is 80% developed, and at 21, you still have 20% more of your brain to be developed until you are 25. My first point I would like to make is according to the index. Lowering the legal drinking age would decrease underage binge drinking. This would allow current underage drinkers to consume alcohol in a healthier and more regulated environment. Lowering the drinking age from 21 to 18 could help slow the numbers of alcohol-related deaths. According to the CDC's binge drinking study, they estimated about half of all alcohol-related deaths in the United States are related to acute intoxication. As well as according to drugabusestatistics.org, due to alcohol poisoning, the death rate per 1 million people in Texas alone is 5.4. Annually, for people between the age of 21 and 20 years old, there are 4,300 deaths caused by alcohol poisoning, according to edgarsnyder.com. If the drinking age were to be moved from 21 down to the age of 18, these death statistics could be slowed down immensely because teens would be able to control themselves more and there would be less discreet drinking. This brings me to point number 2. In the state of Texas, at the age of 18, you are allowed to vote, enlist in the military, gamble, buy lottery tickets, drive with as many people as you please, work full-time with no time restrictions, as well as buy a handgun. These being only some of the key points of accessibility at the age of 18. The government believes that at 18, you are mature enough and capable of doing these things listed above, yet are not mature enough or capable of being able to drink alcohol legally. At no age does someone overnight become capable of controlling themselves, but if smart drinking was to start being taught at a younger age, such as 18, this could potentially limit the amount of unsafe drinking. For my final point, college students under the age of 21 consuming alcohol is inevitable. Even though not all college students partake in drinking, most do. According to alcoholrehabguide.org, 4 out of every 5 students consume alcohol on a weekly basis. 50% of those students engage in binge drinking. According to College Reality Check, there are at least 2 college parties a week. Consuming too much alcohol causes kids to miss their classes due to hangovers or fear of getting caught. However, at the parties, not necessarily just at college, but also in high school, 70% of the underage drinkers do not know when to stop or when to say no and will give in to peer pressure. Around 1 in 10 boys and around 1 in 8 girls aged 15 to 16 have unsafe sex after drinking alcohol, according to NIDirect.gov. Also putting them at risk not only for unwanted pregnancies, but as well as sexually transmitted diseases. If the drinking age were to be lowered to 18, young adults would have the ability to make better decisions when it comes to drinking alcohol. In conclusion, my 3 main points on why legal drinking age should be lowered from 21 to 18 are: at 18, you are a legal adult and have the right to do just about anything and are considered mature enough, but cannot purchase, consume, or have possession of alcohol. 2, a decrease in underage binge drinking could occur. And 3, the high risk of unwanted pregnancies or infections could be lowered. Please join me in supporting lowering the drinking age in Texas from 21 to 18 by voting government.
Howdy, y'all. My name is Alexis Mackey, and I'm a member of the opposition. The opposition accepts the terms that the government has already defined and would like to define some of our own. Aggravated assault means causing serious injury through bodily harm of another person, and homicide is the killing of one person by another. To lower the drinking age to 18 would fly in the face of accepted biological fact that the human brain continues development well into the 20s. Per the National Institute of Mental Health, the brain finishes developing and maturing in the mid to late 20s. The part of the brain behind the forehead, called the prefrontal cortex, is one of the last parts to mature. The prefrontal cortex is the area of the brain responsible for prioritization, planning, and most importantly, making good decisions. To allow consumption of alcohol at an even younger age, some 7 years before the average brain has stopped developing, strikes me as reckless and dangerous given this information. Not only is alcohol known to damage tissue and kill brain cells, but it cannot be expected that adolescents and young adults will have the capacity to make good decisions with alcohol when their prefrontal cortex is developing well into their 20s. They are more likely to engage in dangerous levels of consumption. Not only is the young adult brain lacking in the full ability to make appropriate decisions while drinking, the risk of a developing brain further being compromised by the consumption of alcohol exacerbates this problem of decision making. According to the Alcohol Rehab Guide, data from research conducted in the past several decades suggests that engaging in prolonged drinking or binge drinking significantly increases your risk of committing violent offenses. Not only are you jeopardizing your future, you are also putting others in danger. This research found that 27% of aggravated assaults are committed by individuals who have used alcohol. 2/3 of people who are reported being the victims of violence from a current or previous intimate partner attested that the perpetrator had been drinking. Non-consensual sexual contact is also greatly exacerbated by the consumption of alcohol, either by the perpetrator or the victim being too intoxicated to resist or give consent. Most damning is the homicide rate. Again, per the Alcohol Rehab Guide, alcohol is involved in more homicides across the United States than even heroin or cocaine. In fact, about 40% of convicted murderers had used alcohol before or during the crime. And this is without even mentioning accidental deaths related to alcohol. Crash stats found that in 2021, 31% of fatal road accidents involved at least one alcohol-impaired driver. In fact, alcohol is the 4th highest preventable cause of death in this country. For my rebuttals, in Europe, 49% of people use public transit, while in the US, only 13% of people do. So obviously, drunk driving statistics are going to be skewed in favor of Europe, resulting in less accidents, period, let alone while drinking. And that is from Bloomberg.com. If we still have, and for my second, if we still have 20% more brains to develop at 21, why don't we raise everything to 25, such as military service, voting, and other things of that nature? To me, these figures more than speak to themselves. Whilst others may point to other countries having success with a lower drinking age, it is empirically clear to me that in a country with ready access to weapons, with ever-rising suicide rates, especially among our youth, and where even our vehicles can turn into deadly weapons in the wrong circumstances, we simply cannot allow any relaxing of regulations around alcohol. Our young people are vulnerable and still blossoming into the incredible people they will go on to be. Those young lives do not deserve to be snuffed out before reaching their potential simply because we, here in this room today, made the wrong decision. Thank you, and don't forget to vote for opposition.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Brady Milstead, and I'll be the leader of opposition for today's argument. Today, we argue to keep the legal drinking age at 21 years old. With this being said, the opposition accepts the government's terms. My first argument. First and foremost, maintaining the legal drinking age at 21 helps to promote responsible alcohol consumption among young adults. At 21, individuals are generally more mature and better equipped to make informed decisions regarding alcohol consumption. This age limit provides a very valuable buffer during the critical period of late teenage years when judgment and impulse control are still developing. Lowering the drinking age will expose teenagers to the temptation of alcohol at a stage when they might not be prepared to handle its effects responsibly. By keeping the drinking age at 21, we also send a message that alcohol consumption is a privilege, not a right. It has to be earned through responsible behavior. Young adults must show they can handle the responsibility of drinking before they're granted access to alcohol. This extra time allows for more informed, responsible approach when drinking when the legal age is reached. Another critical reason for maintaining the legal drinking age at 21 is to reduce alcohol-related accidents and health risks. Better Health says that younger individuals are more prone to risky behavior and are less experienced in managing the effects of alcohol. Lowering the drinking age would expose a significant amount of high school students who are often under 21 to the risk of heavy drinking and its potential consequences. One of the most significant dangers associated with underage drinking is the increased likelihood of drunk driving accidents. Young adults between the ages of 18 and 20 are less experienced drivers and are more prone to impulsive decisions, making them more suitable to driving under the influence. Maintaining the drinking age at 21 helps reduce the chances of alcohol-related accidents and saves countless of lives each year. Moreover, alcohol can have severe health consequences, especially when consumed in large quantities or at an early age. The brain is still developing well into a person's 20s, and alcohol can impair cognitive and emotional development, leading to long-term consequences. By keeping the legal drinking age at 21, we protect health and well-being of our youth and reduce the burden on our healthcare system. Lowering the drinking age might not seem like a way to decrease underage drinking, but it could lead to a host of negative consequences. For instance, it could encourage even younger teenagers to obtain alcohol illegally, potentially exposing them to unregulated and unsafe sources of alcohol. This will lead to an increase in dangerous, bootlegged alcohol, further jeopardizing the health and the safety of our youth. Additionally, lowering the drinking age might undermine the efforts to combat excessive alcohol consumption on college campuses. College students already face many challenges adjusting to a new life. Lowering the drinking age could highlight these issues, leading to a higher percentage of binge drinking, alcohol poisoning, and other related problems. By maintaining the legal drinking age at 21, colleges and universities can continue to enforce strict alcohol policies to protect their students. Now, let's consider the counter argument for lowering the drinking age. Setting the drinking age at 21 is unrealistic, and that lowering age limit would encourage young people to drink responsibly earlier. Most suggest that countries with a lower drinking age have low rates of alcohol-related accidents, and that teenagers can be educated to drink sensibly. This perspective has some proof. It overlooks the fact that cultural differences, law enforcement, and other societal norms are very significantly different in other countries. Lowering the drinking age may work in some countries with a strong alcohol culture, but it doesn't necessarily translate to success in other countries like the United States. Additionally, educating teenagers about responsible alcohol consumption is crucial, but setting the drinking age at under 21 complements these efforts by creating a legal world that enforces responsible drinking and discourages underage consumption. In conclusion, the legal drinking age should remain at 21 in the United States to promote responsible alcohol consumption while reducing alcohol-related accidents and health risks, and address other potential negative consequences of lowering the drinking age. While the argument for lowering the drinking age may have some valid points, it's essential to consider the broader implications of such a change. Maintaining the current age limit serves as a safety net for our youth, promoting healthier and safer choices when they start to transition into adulthood. As we deliberate on this issue, let's prioritize the safety and well-being of our young adults and the broader society over the convenience or the desire of earlier access to alcohol. Thank you, and don't forget to vote for opposition.
Hello, my name is Chelsea Johnson, and I am a member of government. I would like to start off with rebutting some of the statements that were made by the opposition. One of the statements made was that 18-year-olds are emotional and reckless, and they had no source for that, so it's really more of an opinion rather than facts. Also, they brought up a fact that, oh, if we're trying to talk about brain development, why don't we just raise it to 25? That also is not a part of the debate or argument at all. So I would also like to talk about binge drinking a little bit, because my partner brought it up earlier. The age range that binge drinking is the heaviest is actually 26 to 29-year-olds. So the statistics for that is 18 to 20-year-olds that currently drink but is not binge drinking is 31.3%. 21 to 25-year-olds is 62.2%, and 26 to 29-year-olds is 61%. Binge use, but it's not heavy binge use, for 18 to 20 is 17.2%. 21 to 25 is 36.8%, and 26 to 29 is 34.7%. And for heavy binge drinking, 18 to 20 is 3.9%. 21 to 25 is 9.1%, and 26 to 29 is 10.5%. So, we also brought up that 18-year-olds are mature enough to do a lot of things like vote for the next president, gamble, and so much more. And the opposition brought up that all of these things are stable things. But one of the things that they said was about handguns. That's not a very stable thing, as we've seen a few times, or actually a few too many times in this country, is what people can do with guns and handguns. So that is also something that I wanted to rebut. So getting into my argument, an article from the Ticker written by Danny Heba gives statistics as of 2021 that countries such as Germany and Russia, which both have a lower MLDA than America, have fewer drunk driving accidents and deaths than America. In the United States, 31% of car accidents result from driving under the influence. But looking at Germany, whose MLDA is 16, and Russia, whose MLDA is 18, this statistic drops to 9%. Responsible and safe drinking should be taught and normalized, and drunk driving be scrutinized to minors so that when they become of age, they know what safe drinking is and the consequences of being unsafe. One part of being unsafe would be having a fake ID, as my Prime Minister brought up before. The production and sale of fake IDs is a booming and illegal business that occurs on campuses all across America. In 2021, about 32.2% of college students admitted to possessing a fake ID, and according to the law offices of Scott J. Limmer, this is a crime that can be punished with a fine of $500, a suspended driver's license, or even jail time. There are too many college students who are willing to commit a crime that can be prevented if the MLDA is lowered to 18. If you were to go to any college student and ask them, do you know anyone that currently or has ever had a fake ID? I can guarantee that they would say yes. This promotes unsafe drinking and pushes more people to commit a crime that has hefty consequences. Lowering the MLDA to 18 would also help to boost the economy by increasing the alcohol sales in small businesses and restaurants. An article by Fraser Sherman states that on average, alcohol sales make up 20 to 25% of sales for a restaurant. And by widening their age range, it can increase the profit by so much more. A map created by Wise Voter shows that the leading age of legal drinking is 18 in 122 countries versus the second most common age of 21 in 9 countries, which is a dramatic drop in numbers. With America being one of the 19 countries with an MLDA of 21, most people in the age group of 18 to 20 years old, especially those in college, go to party and drink anyway. Parties for women under 21 can and should be considered dangerous because of the environment in which they are able to access alcohol. Parties are a place where there are intoxicated individuals that may have ulterior motives and slip a roofie to a girl who then could be taken advantage of. By lowering the MLDA to 18, women can have access to buying their own alcohol and not have to get it through an unreliable source. Women can stay away from the drinks provided at parties if they are looking to drink because they would be able to purchase their own. This would lower their chances of getting taken advantage of because they know where their alcohol is from and don't have to question the source, who it's from, where it was bought, if anything got put in it, and all of that. Too often are women in an environment where they have to be cautious of the people they are around, and it is one way that can keep them safe. At the end of the day, people between the ages of 18 and 20 years old still drink, so in favor of their safety, making it legal for them would in turn give them safe and reliable access to alcohol. People between the ages of 18 to 20 are mature enough to live on their own, take out loans, provide for themselves, and work a full-time job, but can't have a beer at the end of the day unless they're 21 or older. No one automatically becomes mature enough on their 21st birthday compared to 18, 19, and 20. The mature decisions of those 18 to 20 years old are the same as those 21 and up. The difference is whether they are allowed to purchase an alcoholic beverage. That being said, the minimal legal drinking age should be lowered in the state of Texas to 18 years old, so please vote for government. Thank you for your time.
All right, good job, everybody. You will take your phones back out, and we'll vote again and see who wins. So get your votes in. There's 184. Oh. Get your votes in. I'm glad you're checking your notes. Almost there. Okay, so we started out, the original vote was 63% yes, 37% no. Now we've got 50-50, which is fine. That means the noes have it, so the opposition wins. Congratulations. It's who changes the most votes. But you still did good. Very good job. So thank everybody for attending. If you're interested in being in the debate, if you want to get up here and debate, come see me. My name is Winston Dawson. You can take my debate class or meet me over on the side of the stage. Next semester, it looks like we're going to debate drafting women into the military. Yeah! So, equal rights.